Okay, let's see what we have. Strawberry wine, glop glop. Okay, if your strawberries look like this, then that is correct. So what we're going to do now is we are going to scoop off all the strawberries and raisins with a strainer, and then we will use I'm using a coffee filter to strain the rest of the juice into a gallon glass jug. I'm going to pause right there. These are the tools I'm using. This is a stainless steel funnel. I love this. I'm just using a reusable coffee strainer. It just kind of fits right down into my funnel when I stick that into the gallon jug. And then I'm just going to use this, it's really a frying thing to scoop out fried foods, but I'm using it to scoop out the strawberries. And you just want to some people squeeze this, with their hands and squeeze all the juice out that they can, but I just scoop it out and knock it around and let it just kind of stop dripping, flowing, and then discard it in the trash can. So once we get all that scooped out, we'll continue on. So after you get your fruit scooped out, it should look something like this. It's still bubbling. It should have a strong fermenting smell to it. This is the way it looks. It is normal. I know it looks kind of gross at this point, and all that fermenting fruit must be sucking in alcohol. No, just kidding. So this is definitely a good batch here. I can really smell the fermentation still working. So if yours is not bubbly, if it's not foamy or bubbly, and it has a weird acetone smell or a rotten smell, it should just smell like fermentation. It's gonna yeasty, fermenting, but as long as it looks pretty much like this, then we're good to go. Now we're going to strain this into our gallon jugs. All right, we have our sterilized gallon jug right here, and we're going to use our funnel at the top, like so. I'm going to put my coffee filter in that funnel. If you don't have a setup like this, it doesn't have to be just like this. This part usually takes 2 people, so to hold everything steady. So you might want to wait until you have 2 people. Now, if you see anything weird looking floating around, don't freak out. It's probably raisin skins. It's probably a strawberry leaf or something that just was in the bag. Don't see there's a little green something right there. That's, I think, the strawberry leaf. Just don't freak out and overthink it, because if you do, you'll be like, oh, is that a bug? Is that a worm? Is that what? It's not. Just go with it. Now we're going to get this poured in our jug. So I'm going to get John to kind of help me here while I sit this in the sink. Excuse the dirty dishes because I've been canning. Okay, so now John's going to lift that up. I'm going to hold it steady, and we're going to commence to pour this through the strainer. And you'll probably have to rinse the strainer out several times because it will catch a lot of. I may have a too fine of a strainer right now. I may go with my bigger strainer with this pour because it's catching too much gunk. There's a lot of gunk in here, and my screen is too fine. So let me switch strainers. So I decided to use my bigger strainer. So it's just a regular mesh strainer, and be sure and sterilize everything you're using. All equipment needs to be sterilized before you use it. I didn't say that at the beginning, but that's important. Okay, go ahead and pour that. So this is going to strain a little bit better because there's a little bit more fiber. There we go. Whoa. Okay. Keep on going. There's a little bit more fiber in this strawberry wine. Okay, and you can see it filling up in there. We want to get it, leave about 1 inch headspace from the top, so keep an eye on it or you'll overflow it. And look at all that yummy, yummy discard that we're going to throw in the trash. Okay, we're right at a gallon. So you can either leave it like this or you can top it off with a little bit of water. It just depends on you if you want it to reach on up. Sometimes that might give you a lighter wine, not as full bodied if you add water at this point. I don't usually do that, so it just depends on the person. Now we're going to put our airlock on. Okay, we got it into our jug. Look at those bubbles. Put the light on the jar, John, not, yeah. Can you see all those bubbles just going to town? See them rising up, fizzy. That is exactly what we want. Now we're going to, we held that. Put our airlock on. Sorry, bad video. I'm not a professional. We're going to put our plug in. Put our plug in the top, and then we're going to stick our airlock in that little hole. Force it down real nice. Make sure you put your water in first. It's filled up to that little line there. I'll show you. So it's filled up, you know, to there's little lines on the airlock. And you got a little cap you're going to put on top of here. All mine are gone, so I'm going to put a paper towel on top of mine with a rubber band because all my little lids are gone. And we got good commotion going on here. Uh-oh, John found one, so we're going to put our little lid on top of there. And got it. Okay, so, and now it will start to this is where you need to watch this area here. As it starts fermenting more, it's going to start bubbling. It's going to have little air bubbles and it'll go bloop, 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 and you'll hear it. Just give it a little while to start its process. It's got to build up some gases in here since we tightened everything down to start bubbling. So we see what we're looking for. This we need to, and you can take a little sip, you know, if you want to see what it's tasting like. It'll be real yeasty, but if you want to steal a little sip, you can. It's not going to be, of course, what it is going to turn out to be. We're waiting for this here, this fizzing and bubbling to slow down, and then that's going to take about a week to week and a half. Just give it time, and we'll move on to the next step after that.